What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. Whenever there's a structure or starter release, no matter how bad it seems to be, like the Ice Barrier structure deck, there are still buyouts around it for the legacy support because so many people suddenly have their hands on something and they want to update it, play the fun $30 deck challenge Yugi tubers do. It's somewhat ridiculous, but with the Slifer and Obelisk structures, those are two huge draws to players. I see people on Twitter going, well, I haven't played in years, but I can't resist this one. And I told you guys around $25 to $28, Egyptian God Slime was a great buy, the good old Team Sam. I told you! But seriously, we have one motivated seller with zero feedback around $38, and while motivated sellers are popping up, the rest of them are around $60 plus, and we see sales actually at that price with multiple sold. This is getting pretty crazy around this, but do keep in mind, Duelist packs, which is what the legendary duelists are, still have short prints inside, and you see a ton of the ultra rares also up in price. Ancient Chant, I guess people went, Slifer? Obelisk? Well, I guess I gotta get around to doing my raw deck. They bought out Ancient Chant, and actually, multiple copies disappeared while I was loading my tabs through yesterday to today. You see one motivated seller, Super Game Inks. Nice job, around $27 before the rest are $40. I really love that look. When you see sales around $40 and you go, I don't really want the money, I want the sale, I want the repeat customers. I love that look. Look at how many have sold at $40, yet they still list at $27. So good for them coming in here and doing that. I will always shout somebody out that's doing that as long as they're reputable. And then you also see the Winged Dragon of Raw Altar Art up in price, Guardian Slime, so many cards getting focus out of here. It is nice to see value go up over time, rather than just the Ghost Winged Dragon of Raw being the chase that's 9 out of 10 cases. Please give it to me in mint condition. People really suffering on that quality control. But the sealed has been going up for some time, and this validates it just a little bit more. I call this one actually to also be a super long-term keep, and it looks like it's panning out. Now, King's Court's full set spoiler has dropped. We already know I'm biased. I'm in for 10 cases, but I always bring you guys my direct take on things, no matter how I feel about it. I tell you, don't buy Lightning, Overdrive, Blazing, Vortex. Go for the singles if you're in for it. The sealed isn't the greatest thing unless you're banking on, like, Blazing Dumpster Fire, turning out similar to Ignition Assault with that one chase card being worth it over time, right? So first off, I don't care if you're a sponsor. Don't be buying the singles right now when there's only one pre-seller, no competition. These prices are all $30. That's a joke. Don't be buying into that at all. You also have cheaper sealed at Gamer's Choice, code WhatsGood5 for 5% off, and to support the channel if you're going in on cases because you like the look. And then you also have it over at YGO Daily with some other pre-sales listed at decent prices. Code WhatsGood5 for 5% off will work on these sealed products. They are out of the Megatons at this price, but I poked them to relist throughout the day, and we'll see what price they put it at, maybe 16, 16.5. But this deal you had to be watching for. Also, if you're buying from Gamer's Choice, they have top loaders up right now. I was looking eBay cheapest, and 1,000 top loaders in the worst quantities around the 170, 180. They have more so premium and the rigid common quality. Well, both of those are at really good prices for your money, better than eBay, and I believe Amazon. You can use code WhatsGood5, of course, at the site for 5% off and to support the channel directly. So if you've been looking for top loaders, you've been experiencing that shortage, you haven't been able to get good prices, Gamer's Choice trying to be your one-stop shop. But with King's Court, let's talk about how everything turned out. First off, we do have a spoiler. We have confirmed, and this seems to be real because the source keeps leaking stuff like this. Source Alpha Trading Card, or Alpha TCG. You have Lightning Storm Collector Rare, and that's pretty good, except for it has a ceiling capped by the Starlight Rare, which is around $440. So I see people freaking out saying $500 people will want 3. This is twice as easy, over twice as easy to get as the Starlight Rare. My realistic projection around this would be maybe $180. While I wish it was above the $200 mark, I think this will be one of the top collector rares, if not the top. We still don't know a ton of them in King's Court. That's speculatory. But with this card, I don't think it'll be all that up there. First off, the other version that will be printed in the set, whether it's Ultra or Super or whatever, it will be down in price as a base price for Lightning Storm, and this will also be a second max rarity. It will be behind the Starlight Rare, and again, with the pull rates, you get one collector rare in about every 3 boxes. So that's 4 per case, and there's 15 different ones. So within 4 cases, you should see one of each collector rare math-wise. Now, the luck might not pan out that way, but we haven't seen short prints or anything in collector rares. So with Lightning Storm, I would expect around 180 or maybe even a little bit less when we're watching for it to pop up on the market for collector rares, and it will be one of the top in the set. Now, I'm personally happy with King's Court. I told you guys it's no Toon Chaos 2.0, but I hoped for a couple of good collector rare picks alongside some good reprints. Lightning Storm being one of them. Unfortunate for the Cyber Dragon structure, probably, but I could still see this even being in the Megatins. And then on top of it, we got Dolka. We have what looks to be pretty good collector rare options, but those aren't confirmed yet. So far, I'm happy with how everything has turned out, though. I expect a double up, keeping it sealed over time, and that's still my approach. People have been asking me, what do I think about King's Court? Should I be busting it open now if I've got in? I'm personally going to sit on it for a while, and I'm going to be like that mother hen, waiting for it to warm up, waiting for over time. The N archetype, it's not that good, the original archetype to this, but it does have a lot of silver linings, and I only needed 2 check marks to pass, 3 passed for on my wish list for this. So I'm pretty happy with my purchase. I'm not regretting it, and I really think I will be keeping this sealed long term personally. Ghost Bell has entered back into this metagame in a pretty big way. You can see almost every version of Ghost Bell is up in price towards $5. The Ghost Girls keep doing it. That word negate is pretty powerful, allowing her to also activate in the damage step, and she does stop Ray, with Sky Strikers being more prevalent in this format. I wanted to show more budget options before talking max rarity, though. The Unlim started around $38 in the first edition, $65 before $70, and you can see the actual sales on First Ed are passing that $60 mark line, so people max rating those Ghost Girls. Nothing new here, but the prices are going up for them. Millennium Eyes Restrict seems to be played in Drytron with Instant Fusion in order to stop Droll and Lockbird and other hand traps that might be, except for Nibiru, because this one can't take care of Nibiru, but it is up in price for the secret rares. Long ago, I said to grab those $8 copies, almost a double up over time, but that's like throwing a dart at a dartboard. Something doesn't get reprinted, it's a good card. Instant Fusion comes back into metas. It's a question of when rather than if, I feel, versus a reprint announcement. And then you have Instant Fusion Hollows. I would suggest getting these sooner than later, because the Hollows, there's not the most versions and they're getting older. The commons are still pretty accessible, but you can see not the most near mint listings for each kind of common. So I would get the Super sooner than later. If you want a Hollow version, I would suggest the Astral Pack 8 over Fusion Enforcers, or if you want an Ultra, these are actually at a pretty decent price for what they are. DT looks amazing, but has had a bit of a buyout, as has the Ultimate Rare recently if you're looking for true max rarity. Sky Striker Watch, we just can't stop it, but there's a couple of cards to actually note here. You have fluctuations of the Secret Rare continuing to go up in price. I applaud you for those $1.50 to $3 buyouts long ago on a different ban list as a meme. And then also, this is around $8 true lowest whenever you click on it, and many other cards still remaining pretty expensive if you were hoping to get this budget after the rat race from a ban list. So be aware, Striker's still way up in price. Actual sales happening on the lower end to continue to bolster it. OTS pack has Cyber Dragon up from $220 to around $250 thanks to sales. It is now challenging Forbidden Droplet, but Forbidden Droplet also not the most on market. I highly suggest, though, in the penny stonk section of this OTS pack, King of the Skull Servants. I expect this to be one of the most ripped open early OTS packs. Despite my advice to keep it sealed, I think a lot of people will be hunting down Sidra and Droplet and wanting to go after those. This will be one of the best OTS packs of all time to keep sealed, but if you have loose packs, people are super wary of that. So I do think that if you can get a sealed box, that's the best way to approach. But within the kind of penny stocks, I think King of the Skull Servant is getting super overlooked. Also, in Ultimate Rare, Solemn Strike is bought out once again with super high prices to do that. A light play at $320. What are you doing? Near mint listed at $300 as people tried to really force this one up. I think it'll fall back down again a little bit. You can see that market price of $200, but boy, are people doing big dollar buyouts in the max rarity areas right now for the format. Dark Balter the Terrible, Ryu Senshi, they're both bought out. You even have Speed Duel ones here at $650. Somebody in the Discord said Amazon copies are up at $2.22, so you may want to check that out if that is legit. But the Discord is really good at bringing me information, so I imagine they might be there for a little bit while this market watch goes up and then sell out because of me. But seriously, I think that's a pretty good deal, and it's not a sponsored, shout out or anything. So one of the rare ones. Seriously though, Ryu Senshi and Dark Balter being up in price is no surprise. They have very few copies. Ryu Senshi does have a newer speed duel, but it's still a holo, and then there's so few versions. GOAT format cards like this tend to go up. You see Gatling Dragon at ridiculous prices. You used to be able to get this for $5-6. Now it's towards 13. Your extra deck for GOAT's a lot. So I do suggest getting Fiend Skull Dragon sooner than later. Not the most copies. The most accessible one is out of a $30 MSRP product that hasn't been rewaved in a long time. I would definitely consider these, as Fiend Skull Dragon does come up once in a while. It stops flip effect monsters from being able to use their effect, and that you also negate any trap card effects that target this on the field. And that's pretty cool because it's kind of the opposite, where Balter actually protects itself from, I believe, spells. So it does come up once in a great while. And then that's it for this market watch. I thought I had the one more tab. Sorry. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed these conversations. Sorry for a bit of weird pacing on this one. There was a lot to get to between King's Court and Do I Regret It? You know, the buyouts from Rage of Raw, and then the metagame. Pretty good solid the market watch today. Thank you for watching so much, guys.